OpenAI CEO Sam Altman telling CNBC this morning that Elon Musk is looking to slow down a competitor with his $97 billion bid to control OpenAI. Joining us right now, talk about all of the drama surrounding this story. Jessica Lessin, founder, editor-in-chief, and CEO of The Information. Jessica, it is great to see you as the world turns. This one continues to. Exactly. We've been talking all morning about fiduciary duties. If you're Brett Taylor and you're the chairman of this not-for-profit that has this for-profit subsidiary with an intention to turn the whole thing into a for-profit eventually, what are the duties in terms of how you see this?
I mean, I think this nonprofit board has a lot of leeway, Andrew, to reject this offer. And The Information reported last night that they told staff that they are going to reject this offer. And you've also got to remember, this is a board that has been mired in a lot of governance crises. It's actually the new board that came out of a governance crisis. But in the end of the day, I don't think OpenAI has to take this offer. And now it seems like they're kind of going on the warpath to fight it and to fight Musk publicly. So it's a real buckle up moment, I think.
Well, but here's the question. Is it a buckle-up moment, or is this a sideshow? I mean, I think that's the fundamental question. Does this somehow bring in regulators and or politicians in the state of California or in the state of Delaware? To the extent that Sam believes that this is an effort to sort of throw sand in the gears of his plans to take the company private, how does that all work?
Look, it's absolutely a shrewd move by Musk, who's trying to stop this conversion. And really just setting a price for what the nonprofit is worth in that conversion. So that's absolutely, I think objective one. Regulators are already involved. Musk has been throwing sands in the gear in a lot of ways. OpenAI's competitors have too in Washington, raising questions about their Microsoft partnership and so many other things. So I think there will be a lot of different dramas to unfold. Of course, the big question is whether the conversion will be able to go through. And that's in the courts. OpenAI has some positive momentum there. But that, time will tell. I think there's a lot more Musk and others can do as this company grows. A lot of people are getting, concerned about its power, and it has a lot of rivals who want to make things tough for it.
You said there's a lot of things that Musk could do. Like what?
I was thinking more actually in the public perception as well. Well, I mean, so there's X and all the things he can do through that. Of course, he is very close with our president in this country. And OpenAI has been very concerned about Musk's influence over Trump. Obviously, OpenAI announced with Trump in a very prominent way a huge infrastructure project named Stargate. So, they're getting their pathways in Washington as well. But I think that looms as a big concern. What can their biggest rival, who has the president's ear, do to make their life more difficult?
In terms of the way the rest of the industry perceives OpenAI, and so many of them are in Paris this morning, where J.D. Vance, the vice president, was speaking as part of this this AI summit. I shouldn't say an OpenAI summit, but it's probably turned into at least that's topic number one. Is the sense, you think, by everybody else in the Valley that they are with Elon Musk in this, or they're against Elon Musk in this?
I think it's divided, but look, Meta sided with Musk when it came to trying to block the conversion in court. They wrote a letter. I think, OpenAI has a lot of love from developers in the Valley. I mean, its products are excellent, and it's been leading in so many ways. But AI is a powerful technology that is currently very concentrated. And so I think there's unease about it. There's also unease, Andrew, I think is important with OpenAI's investors. This has become, raising money or trying to raise money at a $300 billion valuation company with no clear exit plan, especially if this conversion is slowed or complicated. And so that's something I'm really looking at. Obviously, I think this offer, has a lot of problems with it, but I do bet that there's some investors saying, we take the money at this point because the world's gotten more complicated. We've got new competitors, DeepSeek and so on. So there's unease in a lot of corners, I think.
So that's interesting. Do you think that you know, you look at a Thrive, which obviously led this last round at $157 billion. Again, though, all the valuations that we're talking about, and again, we're talking about a not-for-profit and a profit, so it's just different, maybe different apples and oranges, but I don't think so, ultimately. You know, if you're Thrive at $157 billion, now they got in early, so they'd still make an enormous amount of money. Do you think that there's folks in the investment community saying, you know what, take the money and run? This is like Twitter?
I don't think Thrive. I think Thrive's all in, and Josh is going to ride this thing to the moon or not. But I think, you know, OpenAI has so many early investors, and, you know, there's always a lot of nervousness about how they were going to get their money out. I remember asking investors years ago before the conversion was on the table, and they said secondaries. We'll get it out through secondaries. So it's always been an open question. And I think if you look at these prices, maybe not 97, but maybe, and certainly 300, right. You know, investors are starting to wonder. You
look at this board, though, and you could argue that Sam is either consolidated power, or whatever you want to say about it, but it's not a Elon Musk friendly board. I mean, Larry Summers just, you know, penned an op-ed in the New York Times yesterday going after Elon Musk over Doge. Yeah. No, I think Sam has built a solid board, and also a board that is there to support him. This board came out of his return to power at OpenAI. Again, as we reported yesterday, the board is going to officially reject this offer. And I think they're all in alignment there. But, you know, this is a busy board. It's trying to pull off a very complicated conversion while continuing to monitor the progress of this company. So it really is quite the drama. Jessica, it's an unfair question to ask, but if you were writing the Choose Your Own Adventure version of this book, what would be the final chapter? Oh, goodness. How does it end? How does this end? How does it end? Just take us to the end. I think in the end, we've got, you know, 4 or 5 companies that run the major foundation models, and I think OpenAI is very most likely one of them, along with Google and Microsoft and Meta and so forth. And I also think, Andrew, in the end, the differences between them become kind of smaller and smaller because the technology will progress and they'll learn from each other. You know, in the business front, I think the end, if with Musk owning Twitter and Sam being Sam and all these tech CEOs really flexing their PR muscles at the moment, I think, you know, we see more public brawls because the stakes are pretty high. So I don't think there's peace at the end, but maybe there's some homeostasis.